Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, AKTDH. I'm A of Xander. You viewer are you. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. The Golden Loon will join us some point soon, you know. Anyway, today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday, July 5th, 2026. I hope you had a good 4th. I sure did. It was a great day. You know, happy 250th United States of America. Anyway, this show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 36-page document to go through today. So let's start rattling this off here. Starting in 328, the official opening of Constantine's Bridge, built over the Danube between Suceavia or Corabia, Romania, and Ossiscus, Gigan in Bulgaria, by the Roman architect Theophilus Patricius. And I actually have an image of it right here. And as a scale, you can kind of see the soldiers crossing it here. So to show how big this this bridge is, you can also see a long ship here full of people and all that stuff. But I'm going to image search this anyway, because there might be some others. Like we have more modern examples. I think that looks like AI. But I think this is the bridge that connects it now. I'm not sure. But yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 767, Duke Toto of Naples staged a coup d'etat in Rome and named his brother Constantine, Pope Constantine II. Today, he is considered an anti-pope.
Yeah. Anti-pope?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. It's brutal.
Well, there's the pope, there's a black pope, there's the anti-pope, you know, there's like a lot of different popes.
Wow. Beyond
just a normal pope, yeah. And they exist to one extent or another as a middle finger towards Catholicism and all that stuff. For whatever their reasons are and everything, but yeah, you just missed the first article. It was about this bridge here connecting Romania to Bulgaria. Essentially, nowadays in that area, but that's it right there. You can barely see the people though, so like it's a big bridge. It's bigger than it looks.
Yeah.
Oh. What else do we got here? 1166, Austrian town of Bad Kleinkirchen was first mentioned in an ecclesiastical document. Was there a good version? So, Bad Kleinkirchheim. Okay. That's sounded a lot better than the first time. 1294, Pietro del Muron was elected as Pope Constantine V, following the death of Pope Nicholas IV 2 years prior. That election took a while. So I'm not sure exactly what the rules were at this time, but I do know that to become the Pope, you need no less than 2/3 of the votes.
Something like that, yeah.
And what the Cardinals do is I'm not sure if they have if they have elimination rounds or whatever, or if they just cast whoever they decide amongst all of them. I don't know.
I think they come up, probably break into groups, and they discuss it. First off, they come from all around the world.
Yes.
Then they discuss who they'd like to see, and they get a general, and then probably some kind of nomination.
So they have candidates?
Well, I don't think anything seeks it. I think they come and talk together. Oh, I'd like to see Joe Blow,
Well, I mean, not candidates seeking it, but they put people in the nomination thing, and then you have you have between X amount of people to choose from, rather than it's just being a free for all and getting all these random names.
Well, there's no set number or anything, and they may go after each one that's been nominated. I don't know. They may have a vote on each individual. I don't know what it is, to tell you the truth.
I don't either. I've seen a video on it, but that was a long time ago. Anyway, 1295, Scotland and France formed an alliance, the beginnings of the Allied Alliance against England. Ooh. So look this up here really quick, do a surface level scratch, see if I get there. It is the Allied Alliance. It was an alliance between the kingdoms of Scotland and France against England, made in 1295. The Scots word "auld," meaning old, has become a term for the long-lasting association between the two countries. The alliance was never formally revoked, although it is considered by some to have ended with the signing of the Treaty of Edinburgh in 1560. So if anyone wants to look up more of this Auld Alliance. Oh yeah, by the way, today's episode's name, Package Excursion, Midway, Atoll, Bikini, and more. Yeah, and here's our thumbnail right here.
Oh yeah.
Like rocket launch and
Oh, look at that.
baseball player. There's that bridge we just looked at.
Yeah, is that another little rocket launch up there, the small one?
Missiles.
Missiles.
Or
Okay.
something. Yeah. North Korea. So,
Oh.
but yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Underbar section. Let's put this here. Oud Alliance. Put this here. This and all the other links that we collect throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description below. After the live stream, we already have a lot of cool stuff down there, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition, links to our sources, you know, this music in the background and all that jazz. Anyway, moving on up to 1413, Mohammed Celebi and his army defeated the army of his brother, Musa Celebi. In the Battle of Kamurulu, Musa was captured and executed, his own brother. Like, yikes. 1450, Pope Nicholas V named Walram of Moors bishop of the rich German city of Munster. It was voided later in 1452, so just 2 years later, during the conflict to control the city. That didn't last too long. 1584, Portuguese, the Marionette College was established in Rome. We'll get to the Portuguese here in a minute. But let's take a look at this college here. I'm not sure if that's the actual college or like, because it says cultural contributions across Eastern and whatever, so I'm not sure if this is built in the architectural style or if that's the actual college or what. And it appears here again, if this image loads, yeah. So I'm not sure what I'm really looking at. So, it says here the College of Rome. This was established in Rome, so maybe this is it. Maybe this is an artist renditioning of the actual building. So, what else we got here? 1594, the Portuguese forces, under the command of Pedro Lopes de Sousa, began an unsuccessful invasion of the Kingdom of Kandy. During the campaign of Danshur in Sri Lanka. And yeah, like it is Candy with a K from a secondary source. That's an interesting name, you know? Makes me think of like King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. 1601, Siege of Ostend began when a Spanish force under Archduke Albert VII of Austria, with 12,000 men and 50 siege guns, laid siege to a small garrison of fewer than 2,000 Dutch at the strategically important fortress of Ostend, Flanders. Yikes. So they are outnumbered 6-1, and whatever, you know, fortifications they have, the defenders, and the attackers had also 50 siege guns. That's crazy. I wonder if they took it. 1610, John Guy set sail from Bristol with 39 other colonists for Newfoundland. All right. 4 centuries ago, 1626, Battle at Lens, rebel Austrian Boers were defeated. Ooh, Boers. So South Africa?
Yeah, it is the Boers in South Africa.
Yeah, rebel Austrian. So I guess, well, the Boers were white people, I believe, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
Kill the Boers.
Yeah. 1628, English settlers established town of St. Michael, later Bridgetown on Barbados. Cool. 1643, we have the first recorded tornado in the United States in Essex County, Massachusetts. 1643 as well, the Battle of Lansdowne resulted in severe losses for both the Royalist and Parliamentarian forces. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of this article really quick because I'd like to know, here we go, Battle of Lansdowne. How many casualties? 200 to 300 killed for the Royalists and 20 killed for the Parliamentarians. So that's a little one-sided right there. So I'm going to add this in the underbar of the description below really quick and read this. Although the Royalists under Lord Hopton forced the Parliamentarians under Sir William Walter to retreat from their hilltop position, they suffered so many casualties themselves and were left so disordered and short of ammunition that an injured Hopton was forced to retire. Wow. So he won the battle, but like lost life. Yikes. Moving on up to 1687, Isaac Newton's great work Principia was published by the Royal Society in England, outlining his laws of motion and universal gravitation. So yeah, it was he published Philosophia Naturalis Principia Mathematica. So it's telling me to look this up here really quick. So I'm gonna do this. See here, there we go. Copy that. Go to this. Go over here. All right. So here it is, and I guess it's just like the principles of mathematics or something. I'm gonna just look this up. Here it is. It does have a wiki. Okay. So philosophy, these crazy Latin words, you know, that I can't pronounce.
Good luck.
It was written in Latin and comprised 3 volumes, and it was authorized imprimatur by Samuel Pepys, then president of the Royal Society, on July 5th, 1686, and first published in 1687. After annotating and correcting his personal copy of the first edition, Newton published 2 further editions, one in 1713 with errors in the 1687 version corrected, and another improved one later on in 1726.
Oh, okay.
Huh. I wonder if we've covered that, or if we're going to cover that, because that's a 3 century go.
Yeah.
Thing there. 1715, Ottoman troops stormed the citadel of Akronorth in the Peloponnese, massacring a large part of the population and selling the rest into slavery. Inspired Lord Byron's poem "The Siege of Corinth." Never heard of that, but it sounds wild. Yeah. So right here, what was the word? Yeah, Corinth is weird. So. 1770, first day of the 3 naval battle of Chestnut between the Russian and Ottoman empires off the coast of Anatolia, won by the Russians. This is resulting in one of the worst naval defeats of the Ottomans since Lepanto. Yikes.
Oh,
5 years later, Second Continental Congress adopted and drafted the Olive Branch Petition to King George III. So remember, that's 1775. So that's 364 days before the signing of the Declaration.
Yeah.
But I brought this up before. See, Olive Branch. We were trying to become independent through peace so many times, and he just wouldn't have it. So, in a final attempt to avoid war between Great Britain and the 13 colonies in America, the Congress had already authorized the invasion of Canada more than a week earlier, but the petition affirmed American loyalty to Great Britain and entreated King George III to prevent further conflict. It was followed by the July 6, 1775 Declaration of the Causes and Necessity of Taking Up Arms, however, which made its success unlikely in London. In August of 1775, the colonies were formally declared to be in rebellion by the Proclamation of Rebellion, and the petition was rejected by the British government. King George had refused to read it before declaring the colonists traitors. Wow, didn't even give us a chance. What an idiot, 1803, the Convention of Artlenburg led to the French occupation of Hanover, which had been ruled by the British king. 1807, Second Battle of Buenos Aires, lost by invading British forces. 1811, Venezuelan Declaration of Independence. 7 provinces declared themselves independent from Spain.
Oh,
yes, so July is Independence Month, if anything.
Yeah,
Well, we have Canada Day on the 1st.
Yeah.
4th of July for the United States,
Right.
and we had several other things on the 4th as well. We have Venezuela here on the 5th.
Yeah.
Mexico is all the way back in May. 1813, War of 1812. During 3 weeks of British raids on Fort Schlossler, Black Rock, and Plattsburgh, New York began. Commencing and all that stuff. So that's
What do you mean New York began?
It began in New York.
The
3 weeks of
okay,
British
I got you.
raids
Yep,
on these
yep,
places.
yep.
This is when it started in New York.
Okay.
In New York. 1814, Stadians defeated British and Canadians at Chippewa, Ontario. So Stadian Major General Jacob Brown defeated British General Phineas Rail at Chippewa, Ontario. 1830, France invaded Algeria, beginning a 40-year conquest. What the hell? The French army under the Comte de Vermont captured Algiers.
So that means they were under their rule for 40 years, or they were fighting for 40 years?
For fighting, I guess. They probably had guerrilla warfare and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
1883, Le Ban Khoi, along with 27 soldiers, staged a mutiny, taking over the Phien An citadel, developing it into the Le Ban Khoi revolt against the Emperor Ming Mang. 1833 as well, Admiral Charles Napier vanquished the navy of the Portuguese usurper Dom Miguel at the Third Battle of Captain St. Vincent's. 1834, provisional government formed in Oregon territory, or country, Oregon country. So, 1841, Thomas Cook opened the first travel agency. Now, here's something interesting.
He's the guy that didn't he have something to do with Hawaii?
Thomas Cook?
Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking of Captain James Cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he discovered the Sandwich Islands, which were later discovered in later renamed Hawaii, and he got killed there, right?
Yeah.
He pissed off Hawaiians, people stereotypically known to be laid back. I mean, the only more laid back people than Hawaiians are Jamaicans, to my knowledge. But he pissed them off so much they killed him. What did he do?
Yeah.
But anyway, other source says Thomas Cook organized the first package excursion from Leicester to Loughborough. Now, consider this: the idea of traveling and vacationing and all that stuff. It's only 100, 150 years old, give or take. You know, going and vacationing and all that stuff. Yeah, maybe people went to the park and all that whatnot, but like actually travel. So we know it as travel agency now and everything, but think about the term package excursion.
Yeah.
You're going on an excursion with luggage. Your package. It's a package excursion. You know.
No, I would think it's a package. At least today, a package means they put something all together as a package, and you go on that. Saves you money or whatever.
That is another possibility.
Yeah.
So I didn't think about that, but yeah, that is possible. 1843, Committee of 9 appointed to establish civil government in Oregon country. So we spoke about that. 1852, fugitive slave. Now here I want to point something out here. So I'm going to read this one here first. 1852, and we read this a little bit in IOYO earlier today. Fugitive slave Frederick Douglass delivered his "What to the Slave is the 4th of July" speech to the Ladies' Anti-Slavery Society in Rochester, condemning the celebration as a hypocritical sham. Now, other source says abolitionist Frederick Douglass delivered his "What to the Slave is the 4th of July" speech at a meeting organized by the Rochester's Ladies' Anti-Slavery Society in Rochester, New York. Did you notice the difference?
Well, it's not aggressively attacking him.
Yeah, so you did see that.
Yeah.
So like, the primary says calls him a fugitive slave,
Yeah.
which technically he was, but other source calls him an abolitionist, which
Yeah.
also he was.
Yes.
You know, and I just find it like, you know, like our source is so obviously leftist, and they just prove time and time again how horrible leftists are. Rather than calling him an abolitionist, they call him a fugitive slave. Makes him sound like a criminal, dude. I mean, like technically he was, but I mean he was a slave. That's a crime against humanity. So what's a bigger criminal?
Yeah.
1859, Estonian sealing ship, Captain N.C. Brooks discovered the uninhabited Midway Islands in the North Pacific Ocean and claims for the U.S. So I guess like sealing ship.
Probably, maybe supposed to be a sailing ship.
Well, we have whaling ships, so I think maybe sealing ship.
Oh, okay. That's possible.
Yeah.
Because everything was a sailing ship.
Oh, yes. Oh, in 1859?
Yeah.
Like, they haven't really done the steam stuff yet. So, but yeah, discovered Midway. So that turned out to be big. 1861, is the music going? Yes, it is. Good. Battle of Carthage, Missouri, U.S. General Sigel attacked pro-secessionist... What? Like, 1861 right here, it just says... Oh, he attacked pro-secessionist... I guess people, or a person. It just says the general attacked this guy. What's going on? It's a battle. Okay, yeah. We have a cliffhanger going on here. 1865, Great Britain created the world's first speed limit law. But what was the speed limit? Like, what was the limit? Like, 5 kilometers an hour? Like, 1865, the United States Secret Service began operating under the Treasury Department. That's something a lot of people don't know, is the Secret Service, it initially started as to guard the gold reserve and the bullion and the Treasury and all that stuff. It was all about the money. And then later on, and we've covered this in a previous show, I believe, and I have spoken about this at least once, but it was extended to the president, and then later the president's family, the vice president, the vice president's family. So I think it happened in a couple of stages, but yeah, it first started about the money. 1871, trial against Kiowa Chief Santanta, or White Bear, and Big Tree began. And I'm going to do a surface little scratch of this, because I'd like to know the outcome, but I'm not going to look at it. Here we go. So let's see here. Amerindian trial. So I'm going to put the Amerindian trial. Put this in here. If anybody wants to look at this, let us know what the outcome was. And we'll capture. Is it going to tell us the aftermath? Well, apparently they got executed. It was never kept, though. It would have been far kinder by the tribal customs to have executed him. Somebody was getting executed. This requires. I'm so
they're
lost.
found guilty anyway.
I guess so? Question mark. I'm not sure. 1878, the coat of arms of the Baku Governorate was established. Now, initially, I was thinking about putting this into the thumbnail, but I'm not sure if this is a good or bad image.
No,
you know,
I see what you're saying.
yeah. So I don't want to be
Yeah.
unintentionally, showing the coat of arms of somebody who committed a genocide or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. 1884, German Consul General Gustav Nakadil took possession of Cameroon. So they're colonizing it.
Uh-huh.
What?
I
Okay.
said I agree.
U.S. Congress accepted the Second Chinese Exclusion Act. Just gonna do a surface level scratch of that as well. Like this, of course, is self-explanatory. It inhibited or prohibited Exclusion Act Chinese migrants from coming here and whatnot. 1887, Columbia University Fours crew became the first stadium boat to win at London's Henley Regatta Visitors Challenge Cup. 1891, hail killed 16 horses in Rapid City, South Dakota. Yikes. 1898, Lizzie Arlington became the first woman to play professional baseball. Oh, not this one here. There she is.
Oh, be darned.
Professional men's baseball when she pitched ninth inning for the Reading Coal Heavers against the Allentown Peanuts, allowed 2 hits and walked a batter, but preserved the 5-0 win. So she didn't do too well, but...
And that's a horrible pose. It looks like she's throwing like a girl.
Well, she probably did.
No, probably not. She had to be a little bit better than that.
I don't know. She allowed
It's just
2
a
hits.
pose.
She allowed 2 hits and walked a batter. So, I don't know. Although I like that glove. That's a cool glove.
Yeah.
Like before the catcher's mitt or something. Or did they not?
It's just a little glove. It's not what they have today or even later.
Yeah.
That's all they had was little.
Yeah.
Because so they started off barehanded.
Oh, ouch. Yeah. Screw that. And we covered the invention of the catcher's mitt, right?
I think so.
Yeah. 1900, compulsory education law passed Dutch First Chamber. Okay. 1902, all-rounder Monty Noble took 6 for 52 as Australia won the one and only cricket test played at Sheffield's Barnwell Lane in England. Okay. 2 more years later, New York Giants' 18-game winning streak ended as Phillies won 6-5 in 10 innings at Huntington Park. 1908, Niazi, it's an interesting name, it's not Nazi, it's Niazi B, a chief organizer of the revolutionary movement in Turkey, raised the standard of revolt at Raseda, Macedonia. 1914, Germany offered Austria war aid to fight against Russia and Serbia. 365 days after that, the Liberty Bell left Philadelphia by a special train on its way to the Panama Pacific International Exposition. This was the last trip outside Philadelphia that the custodians of the Bell intended to permit. So I wonder if they've since done any more or what.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it stays home.
I hope so, because you can only carry that thing around so much before it really starts breaking apart. It already has a big ass crack in it, so. 1919, ADGB, the General German Trade Union Federation, was established in Germany. 22, the first general election in Netherlands. Nice. Uprising of social righteousness in Rio de Janeiro. That sounds... I don't know what to think of that. Social righteousness. The social part makes me question it. Righteousness. But then again, these communists, they really know how to manipulate words, so I don't know what to think. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of this just to see if this tells me anything. Copacabana Fort revolts. 4 to 6 of July 22, that's about right. So, okay, so let's see here. Fort revolts. Let's put this in here. If anybody wants to let us know if this was a good or a bad thing. Uprising of social righteousness. I mean, that sounds violent. 1922 as well, women first voted in the Dutch elections. Christian parties won. All right, for the women voting, that's awesome. 29, WOWO-AM, Indiana returned to air 1 day after their transmitter burned down.
Ooh.
That's fast. 29 as well. Now, this is no longer on either source, but I believe that these actually were probably accurate. I'm not sure when Wimbledon normally is. But,
yeah, it's right now.
Yeah, okay. Because some of these, I've since confirmed, with today's documents, that they were removed from primary source. Secondary source has their own article on it, so some of these, for whatever reason, were removed. Now, I'm not sure. The other ones, I don't have, that type of a link, as far as, having proof that it existed on the second source. But I don't know. Our primary source is doing a lot of weird stuff. Things are disappearing and vanishing and moving and switching around so often. it's making me very concerned. Anyway, 29, Wimbledon women's tennis. The first all-stadium final, Helen Wills Moody defeated Helen Jacobs 6-1, 6-2. 32, Antonio de Oliveira Salazar became the premier and dictator of Portugal from 32 to 68, founding the authoritarian Estado Novo, the new state regime. 33, Austria signed a Concordat, a pact with the Vatican guaranteeing the rights and privileges of the Catholic Church in Austria. 33 as well, German Party Catholic Center disbanded. Well, that's the Nazis probably doing that. 34, Bloody Thursday, police opened fire on striking longshoremen in San Francisco.
Yikes.
What the heck?
Yikes.
What are we doing? San Francisco. Huh. 34, Lou Gehrig hit record 17th career Grand Slam in the Yankees' 8-3 win versus Washington, past Babe Ruth's total. 35, the first Hawaii Calls radio program was broadcast. 35 as well, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, signed the U.S. National Labor Relations Act, becoming effective the next day. It governs labor relations in the U.S., so... it's telling me to look that up, so I'm gonna do that, just to find a link, maybe, if there is one. Yep, there it is. Okay, so let's see here. Labor Relations Acts. Labor Relations Acts. Let's put this here if anybody wants to, look more at that and all that whatnot. 35 as well, Tony Cusinello of the Brooklyn Dodgers and Al Cusinello of the New York Giants became the first brothers to both hit an MLB homer in the same game. Dodgers won 14-4.
Ah.
Yikes.
Even though they're on different teams. Same
Yeah.
game, different teams.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is.
36, we have 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 Celsius in Gan Valley, South Dakota. That's their state record. And then in Medicine Lake, Montana, 1 year later, we have 117 Fahrenheit or 47 Celsius, also a state record. So 37 as well, New York Yankees outfielder Joe DiMaggio hit 20th home run of the season, but first career Grand Slam in an 8-4 win versus the Boston Red Sox. 37, Spam, the luncheon meat, was first introduced into the market by the Hormel Foods Corporation. We gotta make that casserole.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta get on
we
Omni Kitchen and all that stuff. Start recording, various things that we cook and stuff. So, there's
Spiced ham.
Yeah. So, what else we got here? 1938. Herb Cain's first column in San Francisco Chronicle. I have no idea who the heck he is.
Never heard of him.
It's just like, why was he documented? Herb Cain. It's news to me. Like,
Just thinks like he talks about something news of the day.
he's a columnist or columnist or something. Yeah. 1940, diplomatic relations were broken between Britain and Vichy France, the Nazi puppet, government in France. So that would make sense. Mom's time, 41, German occupiers disband political parties. We also have, during Operation Barbarossa, German troops reached the Dnieper River. 42, Ian Fleming graduated from a training school for spies in Canada. Now, Ian Fleming, the name sounded familiar, and to be honest, like, I cheated a little bit, and I looked ahead, but do you know that name? Do you,
It is familiar to me also.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Ian Fleming, he is the writer of James Bond.
Ah,
He created
okay.
007 from his own experiences as a super agent spy.
Oh, really?
He was a spy, yeah. He graduated from training school for spies in Canada in 42. He was a spy, and a lot of these accounts, at least the initial ones, were inspired from his actual missions. Pretty wild, huh?
That is.
So, yeah. What else do we got here? 43, Battle of Kursk, USSR, Operation Citadel, Nazi German Panzer Division assault began. What became the largest tank battle in, the largest tank battle in history, not the largest tank in history.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a big difference.
It just says became the largest tank in history.
Nah.
I think they're missing something here.
Yeah.
But yeah. 43 as well, U.S. invasion fleet of 96 ships sailed to Sicily during World War II for Operation Husky on July 10th, 1943. Yeah. Well, compare that to, D-Day. That's just like most of the beach.
Yeah. Well, this
that is a lot of
D-Day.
ships. Yeah. That is still a lot of ships, 96, 44, Harry Crosby took first rocket airplane, the MX-324, for a maiden flight. And if you're interested in what that is... I wanted to play this here really quick. I'll just play it right here. Like, because of the lady in baseball.
Yeah.
Cry? No. Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in
Yeah.
baseball.
Such
There's
a great, iconic line.
yeah. There's that rocket plane I'm talking about.
Oh,
It's a flying wing thing. Look at
yeah.
that. It's wild. Like, look at some other images from the side. Like, look at it. It looks so weird with the wheel
Yeah.
lumps and everything. It's like, just for whatever. That's a very small image. Here we go. It's yellow for what I guess to be seen for during testing at least. So. What else we got here? 1944, Gestapo arrested German Social Democratic and anti-Nazi fighter Julius Leber. Of course they would. 45, Labour Party under Clement Attlee won British parliamentary elections. The results were not declared until July 26. Huh. World War II, liberation of the Philippines was declared. All right. Loons time. 46, Louis Reard's design for a bikini swimsuit debuted at the Paris Fashion Show, modeled by exotic dancer Micheline Bernardini, or whatever her name is.
That's a great way to start Loons Time, I gotta tell you.
I know, I was going to
Bikinis.
say, I bet, this is probably the best Loons Time
Yeah.
that's ever happened. It ever will happen. 46, also no longer on either source, British Open Men's Golf in St. Andrews in first post-World War II championship. Sam Snead won his only Open title, 4 strokes clear of runner-up Johnny Bula and Bobby Loke. 47, Cleveland Indians rookie Larry Dolby became the first black player in the American League when he struck out 6-5, lost versus Chicago White Sox. 48, National Health Service, the National Health Service, not Natural Health. National Health Service, established in the UK. Minister of Health Anouman Bevan attended ceremony at Park Hospital in Davy Hillam Trafford. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's the National Health Service Act created the national public health system in the United Kingdom. So, hospitals and everything. 1950, Law of Return passed, guaranteed all Jews the right to live in Israel. Now, this is why I have my stance on this supposed country here. The Knesset of Israel passed the Law of Return, which granted all Jews the right to immigrate to the land of Israel. Well, everybody knows that that's the Holy Land, not just for the Jews, but it's for the Christians and the Islams. So how come, I get it, it's their country, but if they are the people that they're always portraying themselves to be on the world stage, why would they do something like this? Like, only Jews, are able to come back? What the hell?
Well, they didn't say that. They said all Jews have the right to go back to Jerusalem.
But so do Christians.
But they're trying to give the Jews a homeland. You're trying to narrow it down. They didn't say nobody else can come. In fact, there are Muslims living there today.
I don't know. I just find this a self-serving thing, and this is right after they were made, so they probably sent some.
They're trying to get Jews to come to that homeland that's been designated their land by the.
But it's not just their land.
It's been designated
politically, yes, but
for Israel, which was the Jews.
But religiously, it's the land of the big 3 Abrahamic religions.
Yeah.
You can't favor one over the other. That's not right.
But it was granted to the Jews.
I understand.
They're not saying no one else can come.
I'm not saying they are, but they're not. It's inviting for anyone else by that wording is what I'm saying.
Okay, read it again.
The Knesset of Israel passed a law of return, which granted all Jews the right to immigrate to the land of Israel.
Okay, they granted the right of all Jews to immigrate to Israel. That's not limiting anybody else, but just says Jews have the right to immigrate.
It's not saying that the Christians or the Islams have a right. It's also not saying that they don't. But in not saying that they do, it's leaving it up open to ambiguousness and interpretation, and that's what I don't like about it. Anyway, we gotta keep on going here. 1950 as well, U.S. forces entered combat in the Korean War for the first time in the Battle of Osan. So Task Force Smith. 51, the invention of the junction transistor at Bell Labs, invented by William Shockley, John Barden, and Walter Hauser Broughton. Nobel Physics Prize, 1956. And we just had a good little IOYO banter right now. So I'm not sure if we've covered this before, but this looks kind of familiar. But here's this transistor.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. 1953, Phillies pitcher Robin Roberts hurled his 28th consecutive MLB complete game in a 2-0 win over Pittsburgh. 54, the B-52A bomber made its maiden flights, and that's not it. That's it right there.
Oh, look at that thing.
Yeah. really cool. You can see the double jet engines.
Yeah.
So just do a quick little image search to see if I can get any better images here. Yeah, it's a more modern image. That's cool aircraft. What else we got here? 1954, Elvis Presley, singer Elvis Presley's first professional recording session with guitarist Scotty Moore and bass player Bill Black took place at Sam Phillips Memphis Recording Service in Memphis, Tennessee. The trio recorded 4 songs, including their historic cover of Arthur Big Boy Crudev's song, That's All Right.
That's all right, Mama.
54, the BBC broadcast its first daily television news bulletin. 1 year after that, a 6-week-old British dock strike ended as London dockers returned to work. You know, I wonder, okay, we have 6 weeks, so we have the length. How many were involved? What was the point? You know, like, why were they striking? You know, numbers, answers. You know, it's like 56, France raised tobacco tax 20% due to the war in Algeria. So they're still doing stuff in Algeria. Remember we talked about the 40-year conquest they did in the 18-whatevers?
Yeah.
So they're still doing shit over there up to this point. 57, England cricket batsman Tom Gravenity scored a brilliant 258 in the draw on third test versus West Indies at Trent Bridge. What makes it brilliant? I don't know. It's British. It's cricket. You know, they never made sense, those people. What else do we got here? 1958, the first ascent of Gasher Barum 1, Pakistani-Chinese border, the 11th highest peak on Earth.
Ooh.
Nice. 1959, Indonesia restored their constitution. All right. 1960, Mongolia adopted a constitution. Excellent. 1961, St. Louis Cardinals first baseman Bill White smashed 3 home runs and a double in a 9-1 rout of LA Dodgers. And like the Angels got their ass kicked last night, right?
I believe so.
It's like 8-1.
8-1.
I don't know. 1962, Algeria gained independence after 132 years of French rule. Well, there we go. And it also says other source an 8-year-long war with France. So wow, like, you know, they were fighting France and all that stuff. Like they're basically like the worst a worse example of the American Revolution. Like,
okay.
Because we were colonies and everything.
Yeah.
Algeria there was already people there,
Yeah.
and then they got taken over, and then they had to fight for their independence again. We were put there, and then we just bit off the hand that was feeding us and started feeding ourselves, essentially. So, 62, massacre in Oran, Algeria. Members of the Algerian National Liberation Army killed Piet Noir, Algerians of European descent, and European expatriates in ethnic genocide upon Algerian independence from France, killing an estimated 95 to 400 people over 3 days. So they're just out there killing each other. 63, the first Beatles tune to hit U.S. charts, Del Shannon's cover of From Me to You at number 87. 65, Greek stadium soprano Maria Calais made her final opera stage appearance in the title role of Giacomo Puccini's Tosca at Covent Garden, London, England. Cool. 1966, National Guard mobilized in Omaha, Nebraska after third night of rioting. Yikes. 68, Manifest of 1,000 Words published in Prague. Well, look at this. Like, what is this Manifest of 1,000 Words? Okay, well, that looks like 1,000 words. Look at all that. So it's not telling me anything about, there's no wiki here. So if anyone could look that up, let us know in the comments section. That'd be wonderful. I just do a little quick looky-loo for comments. No comments. Moving on up to 1968. John Lennon sold a psychedelic painted Rolls Royce. We covered this a while ago.
I do remember that. May have been a year ago.
No, it hasn't been a year. We covered this within a year. And here it is, I'm not sure if it's been on the thumbnail already before, but this is why it's not on it, at least today, because we've already covered this at one point or another. 68, Wimbledon men's tennis is also no longer on either source. Like, for whatever reason, tennis is the only thing that's affected. So I think somebody's actively going in there and, deleting tennis, or... I don't know. Rod Levier defeated Tony Roche 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 to earn first ever prize money of £2,000 offered at Wimbledon. Nice. So now they're making money.
Yeah.
69, Rolling Stones played a free concert in London Tide Park. Now that reminds me, you've seen a free concert.
Yeah. I've seen more than one.
Oh, well, the Beach Boys, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't free. I just didn't pay to go.
That's free.
But it wasn't a free concert.
Well, yes.
Free to me.
Yeah. Well, potato, tomato. You know,
Yeah.
but I still find it pretty interesting that you saw the Beach Boys for free. You know, that's
Well,
awesome.
how about like Blood, Sweat, and Tears? Have you ever heard of Blood, Sweat, and Tears?
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Okay. They got some great music. Free on the Beach.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Down to Santa Monica, I think it was.
Yeah. 1970, Air Canada DC-8 crashed 7 miles from Toronto's airport, killing 109 people. Yikes. 71, 26th Amendment to the United States Constitution was certified, reducing the voting age from 21 to 18, certified by President Richard Nixon. So one of the good things he actually did.
About that.
I think so, yeah. 72, 2 Protestant brothers were found shot dead outside of Belfast. There's speculation that they were killed by loyalists because they had Catholic girlfriends.
Oh.
Wow. You know,
Let's hope that's wrong.
that's ridiculous. Well, I don't think so.
They're still dead.
73, Isle of Man began issuing its own postage stamps. And the Isle of Man, I love their flag, but I just want to show, here's some examples of their postage. Oh, they have their flag right there. It's the legs.
Oh.
That's their our Stars and Stripes,
Yeah.
in the UK's, Union Jack and everything. That's the flag of the Island of Man. It's just a bunch of legs in a circle.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, I've shown it to you, I think.
Yeah.
What else we got here? 1973, a boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion, BLEVE, in Kingman, Arizona, following a fire that broke out as propane was being transferred from a railroad car to a storage tank, killed 11 firefighters.
Wow.
Yikes.
Kingman, Arizona. Yeah,
Yep.
I've been there.
75, at Knebworth Festival in England, Pink Floyd debuted their album Wish You Were Here with pyrotechnics and an exploding plane, which flew into the stage. Into or onto?
Whoops.
Into or onto?
I don't know. That's an important word.
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm going to see if I can find this in YouTube. Okay, it's not telling me anything. Pink Floyd, the early years. It's not showing me anything. So, if anyone can look it up, let us know if the plane landed on the stage or in it.
Well, it
Big
sounds
difference.
like it's onto the stage because
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think it was planned to explode. Yes. No.
Well, no. Like a plane which flew. Well, unless the plane was unmanned. You know.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a big ass plane.
Well, I don't know, because I want to show this right here. This is awesome. They somehow strapped a biplane with a lot of fireworks and pyrotechnics. They have it's to Darude Sandstorm. I'm gonna remove the sound so that way I don't get copywritten. But they have lasers and then they start doing fireworks.
Geez.
But at some point, I'm gonna fast forward to here. He does an entire loop-de-loop. Now this is a biplane. Those are made of wood.
Yeah, and that's
you
an
know?
outside loop.
Yes, and he has fireworks launching with fire off of his airplane.
Holy cow.
You know, and it looks like he's getting engulfed. He looks like something's wrong, but no, nothing's wrong. Here he is coming in. Hold on, let's see. You can see all the tubes attached to him. That's a wooden biplane. He was launching fireworks off of a wooden frame. Lunatic,
Where
flying.
did you find this from?
I
Is that
just
an old deal?
I just found it some point a long time ago, and then now I refer to it every now and then. It's pretty wild. I got to show you the video of the Washington D.C. fireworks from yesterday. Oh my goodness, I have to watch the whole thing again. You know what? We'll get on Discord after the show, and then I'll share my screen, and we'll do it that way.
Okay.
Moving on to 1975, Cape Verde Islands gained independence after 500 years of Portuguese rule. Nice. I'm going to give them a cheer. That's half a century. Actually, no, not a century, a millennium. A century is 100 years. That's a half a millennium, of under the thumb.
Yeah.
That's nice. Good job, Cape Verde Islands. This also is removed from primary source, but this is what I was talking about. This has a secondary source as well. So 75, Wimbledon men's tennis. Arthur Ashe became the first black U.S. citizen to win Wimbledon. Beats countryman Jimmy Connors 6-1, 6-1, 5-7, 6-4. Now, other source confirms the existence of this article is on Today. Arthur Ashe became the first black man to win the Wimbledon singles title. So not only was it on the primary source in covering the first black guy to do this, but then it was taken away. Why? You know,
he ended up dying of AIDS.
And unless the secondary source was also wrong, then this happened on this date. Why is the primary source removing black history?
He died of AIDS, but from a blood transfer.
Yeah, that sounds like an assassination. Because what was it? The CIA did some kind of mission apparently where they put AIDS in the black community.
I don't know about that.
There's a whole thing behind that. 77 Pakistani army led by General Muhammad Zia-ul-Haq seized power in Operation Fair Play and began 11 years of martial law. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, the first elected prime minister of Pakistan, was overthrown.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, this is why you can't have nice things, Pakistan. 1980, Wimbledon men's tennis, and here we go again. We have an example here of it being removed from primary source, but secondary source also has it. Bjorn Borg defeated John McEnroe 1-6, 7-5, 6-3, 6-7, 8-6 for his 5th straight Wimbledon crown with famous 22-minute 34.4 set tiebreak. Wow. Now, to win the...
Seems like we talked about that yesterday.
He became the first male tennis player to win the championship 5 times in a row between 1976 and 1980. So, and we might have,
I think it was McEnroe Connors. That's Borg and McEnroe.
But see, now, why is this guy getting erased? This is weird. What's going on? And it's not like it wasn't today because once again, they both said it.
Yeah.
So unless they both were wrong somehow, somebody's removing it. 1981, Rajan Makadarian recited 31,811 digits of pi from memory.
Oh.
3.14. Okay, that's the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah.
That is nowhere near 31,811. So good job, Rajan Mahadevyan. 83, France invaded Algeria. What the fuck, France? Leave Algeria alone. Good lord.
Now, my question on the pi thing, is that actual memory, or do you understand the pattern?
I'm not sure if there's a pattern to it. I don't know.
Well, is there or isn't there? I don't know.
Well, I'm going to look this up. Is there a pattern to pi? When I think about a numerical pattern, the first thing I think of is the golden ratio. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
Hold on, I gotta look this up here. Golden ratio. It has a name. The Fibonacci sequence. That's what it's called. The Fibonacci sequence. The number pi is a mathematical constant approximately equal to 3.14159. That is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. It appears in many formulae across... Okay, so if it's mathematically linked to a shape, then yes, it does. I would believe that it has a pattern.
Now, how far out does it extend before the pattern repeats? That is
a good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. If anybody can answer that, let us know in the comment section. 83, woman gave birth to a baby 84 days after brain death. Whoa. So they kept her body alive so the baby can gestate and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's extraordinary. Sucks for the baby and the mother, but wow. 84, Supreme Court weakened a 70-year-old exclusionary rule. Evidence seized with defective court warrants can now be used in criminal trials. So it says, other source, United States Supreme Court gave its United States v. Leon decision, providing a good faith exception from the Fourth Amendment exclusionary rule against the use of evidence obtained through defective warrants in criminal trials. That going over my head? But somebody, do you understand that?
No.
Okay. Then I guess we're both in agreement that we're both too dumb for that, lawyer bullshit. 85, Nicholas Mark Sanders of England began circumnavigation of globe, covering 13,035 road miles in 78 days, 3 hours and 30 minutes. What, in a car or something? How? Robert Mugabe, Zimbabwe African National Union, Patriotic Front, ZANU, PF, party won re-election in Zimbabwe for a second term. Wasn't he a piece of shit, Mugabe?
I think so.
I'm not sure. 86, inaugural edition of Goodwill Games opened in Moscow, USSR. Nancy Reagan cut a red, white, and blue ribbon to reopen the Statue of Liberty after refurbishment. There she is right there cutting it. This guy looks like...
that's at the Nixon Library.
Oh.
The Reagan Library.
Oh.
So that's the plane in the library.
Oh, wow, I'm stupid, so I got the wrong picture.
Yeah.
I was going to say, isn't that Bush or... right here on the left.
Yeah, it looks like him.
And is that Trump? Like the
no,
sun?
that's not Trump.
This is just a really tall. Why is he grimacing like that? Okay, well that's a shame. I got the wrong image. 86. Here we go again. You know this was deleted. Wimbledon women's tennis. Martina Navratilova defeated Hannah Mandelikova 7-6, 6-3 for her 7th Wimbledon singles title. That is awesome.
She got a bunch.
A's time. Can I cover my life in 10 minutes? 87. The A's first batsman Mark McGwire became first rookie to hit 30 home runs before the MLB All-Star Game as Oakland beats Red Sox 6-2. No longer on either source as well. 87. Sri Lanka Civil War. The LTTE used suicide attacks on the Sri Lankan army for the first time. The Black Tigers were born, and in the following years they will continue to use this tactic. 89. Seinfeld, originally titled The Seinfeld Chronicles, screened its pilot episodes starring Jerry Seinfeld, Jason Alexander, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Michael Richards on NBC. Now, Seinfeld's a spin-off of Cheers, right?
No. It's a standalone.
Are you sure?
Yeah. The spin-off of Cheers was Frasier.
Oh, okay. So Steinfeld wasn't Frasier. Okay, I was going to say the show with the tossed salad and scrambled eggs. That's Frasier.
That's Frasier.
It shows how much I know about about TV culture. 89. Barry Bonds homered in Pittsburgh 6-4 loss versus the San Francisco Giants, joining father Bobby Bonds as MLB father-son home run record holders. 408. Nice. 89 as well. British singer Rod Stewart put his head on a lightning fixture, or hit his head on a lighting fixture, while on stage and knocked himself out in Pine Knob, Michigan. Yikes.
Rod Stewart. Great talent.
89. Iran-Contra affair. Oliver North was sentenced by the U.S. District Judge Gerhard A. Gissel to a 3-year suspended prison term, 2 years probation, $150,000 in fines, and 1,200 hours of community service. His convictions were later overturned. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I think he was screwed.
Oh, he should have been screwed. Oh. 90 as well. Now this is also deleted. Steffi Graf's record run of 13 consecutive tennis Grand Slam singles finals ended, beaten in Wimbledon by semifinals 6-3, 3-6, 6-4 by Stadium's Zina Garrison. 91. Stadium jockey Ray Sibyl won his 3,000th career race aboard Sporting Surf at Pleasanton, California. MLB owners approved Colorado Rockies and Florida Marlins as new National League franchises to start play in 93. And here we go again, another deleted Wimbledon men's tennis. 92, Stadium Andre Agassi won his first of 8 Grand Slam singles titles, defeating Goran Ivanisevic of Croatia 6-7, 6-4, 6-4, 1-6, 6-4. 93, Icelandic musician Björk released her first solo album, Debut. That's a nice name, rather than naming it after yourself or something. Just call it Debut. That's actually nice. 93 as well, Kurd guerrillas murdered 32 villager in East Turkey. Here we go. The villager, singular. 30, I know. Yeah. I'm making fun of the fact that they didn't have an S here. So, I'm trying to be a grammar Nazi here, man. But yeah, that's terrible. 33 or 93, MLB Oakland A's outfielder Ricky Henderson led off both games of Oakland's doubleheader versus Cleveland with homers, first time since 1913. Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. Wow, that's 80 years.
Yeah.
Nice. 94, Cracked Rear View debut album by Hootie and the Blowfish was released. 94, Amazon.com was founded by Jeff Bezos in Bellevue, Washington. 94 as well, the United States announced it will no longer accept unrestricted immigration from Haiti. Why did we ever? They're destroying this country in their own way, wherever they are.
Well, they did it for humanitarian reasons because it was so messed up. They had a big earthquake or whatever it was, so they brought Haitians here for humanitarian.
To fuck up over here now?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean,
it's
it's nice, feel-good stuff, humanitarian aid and all that stuff, but you know what? If they are incapable of preparing themselves to deal with a disaster, to a certain degree, of course, without being completely fucked, otherwise reap what you sow, survival of the fittest, all we're doing is allowing, an arguably, weaker country that shouldn't exist to continue to exist. An entire culture that's just self-destructive. And I'm not saying this out of hate. I'm just saying this legitimately. You know, you want these people to be happy, healthy, and live life. Well, then don't ignore their problems.
Well, we
That doesn't
ignore
make them
now
go
and
away.
They're run
You know?
by gangsters.
Yeah. Well, see, like, you know, nobody actually solves a problem. They just put good feelings and band-aids on it, and then ultimately nothing happens. And if you talk about it, suddenly, you know, you're the racist. Okay. 95, Armenia adopted its constitution 4 years after its independence from the Soviet Union. That took a while. 96, Angels scored 3 top first. Oakland A's responded with 13 bottom first. Highest scoring first inning by 2 teams in MLB history. A's win 16-8. Wow. 96, Dolly the sheep became the first mammal clone from an adult cell. Nice. Well, not nice. Terrifying. More deleted Wimbledon here in 97. Wimbledon women's tennis. 16-year-old Swiss Martina Hingis defeated Gianna Novatina 2-6, 6-3, 6-3 to become the youngest Wimbledon winner in 110 years. 16 years old. That's awesome. 97, Sri Lanka Civil War. Sri Lankan Tamil MP, Member of Parliament, A. Thangasuri was shot dead at Sri Shangamuma Hindu Ladies College in Trinmokanali. 98, New York Yankees defeated Baltimore Orioles 1-0 to improve record to 61 out of 20, or 61-20, equaling best 81 game start in MLB history. Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Roger Clemens collected his 3,000th career strikeout and 2-1 win versus Tampa Bay, the 11th to achieve this milestone. Just going to do a really quick search for comments. Nope. 98 as well, or 99. U.S. President Bill Clinton imposed trade and economic sanctions against the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. About time. 2001, Australia and East Timor signed an agreement to share royalties from oil and natural gas production in the Timor Sea, which separates the two countries. All right, that's nice, working together. We also have 2003, French driver Sebastien Bourdieu won first ever night road course event in Champ Car history on Cleveland's Burke Lakefront Airport layouts. 2003 as well, SARS was declared contained by the World Health Organization after affecting 26 countries and resulting in 774 deaths. So between 2002 to 2004, the outbreak, although this is 2003, how can you say it's contained, but then call it, 2002 to 2004 SARS outbreak? It's obviously not contained.
They contained it in areas. I don't think it spread beyond wherever they contained it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It contained, not eradicated, so that makes sense. We have another deleted Wimbledon here, 2003, Wimbledon women's tennis. Serena Williams successfully defended her title, beating older sister Venus 4-6, 6-4, 6-2. 2004, first direct presidential election held in Indonesia, eventually won by Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. Okay? And I want to remind everybody to remind me, when we hit 2008, we have a reverse. So, like, apparently the scores were reversed, which is kind of weird, almost as if it's staged. 2006, here we go. North Korea tested at least 2 short-range Nodong-2 missiles, 1 Scud missile, and 1 long-range Taebanong-2 missile. This long-range missile reportedly failed in midair over the Sea of Japan. We covered this yesterday, unless they did another series of tests 2 days in a row. Because yesterday it was 4 short-range missiles. Today it's 2. Actually, no. Secondary source says it's 4 today. So I think
they got their days.
I think we have a repeat or something.
Yeah.
So, but that's what these missiles are. That's their testing. So, 2006, emergency United Nations Security Council meeting at the UN in New York City because of North Korean missile tests that day. That would do it. 2008, here we go. Wimbledon women's tennis. Venus Williams successfully defended her title, beating younger sister Serena 7-5 and 6-4.
I didn't know those are backwards.
Actually, no, they're not backwards. 7-5 and 6-4. It's telling me reverse in 2008. That's weird.
Maybe the winners. Different sister one.
Oh, yes, it was. Okay, that is it. You're right. 2009, ethnic rioting broke out in Urumqi, Xinjiang People's Republic of China. A series of violent unrest broke out in Urumqi. Urumqi?
Good luck.
The capital city of the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region in China. So the Uyghurs.
Uyghurs, yeah.
You know, the Uyghur Muslims.
Yeah.
2009, Wimbledon men's tennis. Roger Federer defeated Andy Roddick of the U.S. 5-7, 7-6, 7-6, 3-6, 16-14. Wow. For a record 15th Grand Slam singles title. One of those is different. 5-7, 7-6, 7-6, 3-6, and then 16-14. What happened?
What happens? Well, yeah, you have to win by 2, so it'll continue in the last set. In the last set.
Okay.
So, like 7-6. Okay, that would go into say it was 6-6.
Okay.
So then they go into a points system, and I don't know, I can't tell you what it is, where one serve gets a point, and then when you get up to 10 or something, then you win by 2, and it would be 7-6. I'm not explaining that well at all.
Well, I'm just thinking.
The last set you had to win by 2 sets.
I'm just thinking how weird it is to like have rules to adjust your points gathered. It's like it should be static, you know.
Well, they used to have it that way. Every set had to be won by 2. And if you got someone dueling every set really close, it could go on. And some of them did go on. They had to close and finish the next day. So they tried to make it into a certain time period, you know. So if they're tied at the end of a set, you just don't keep going forever. You just have that point system, and then you move on to the next set.
Yeah.
Until the last set, then you have to win by 2.
I'm also captivated that this guy, he looks so confused, like the ball. It is like he's like ah.
He's totally focused on that ball, right?
Oh,
there,
absolutely focused on that ball.
Yeah.
2009, the largest hoard of Anglo-Saxon gold ever discovered in Britain, consisting of more than 1,500 items, was found near the village of Hammerwich near Lichfield, Staffordshire. And this is just one
It's
image.
all gold pieces?
Gold, yeah. Like,
Holy cow!
Yeah, like, and it's not just that. Like it's, you know, the little coins and buttons and you know, various things, buckles, whatever the heck all these are, tongs. This is all a bunch of various things made gold. Like, you know, this is all whatever belt buckles. I think I don't know what these things are.
I don't know what they are.
You know, but like, you know, just a bunch of stuff. You know, like this looks like a cool necklace.
Yeah.
Or a bracelet. That looks like a bracelet, actually. Yeah. No. 2011, Somebody That I Used to Know. Single released by Gautier, featuring Kim Bride, Grammy Award Best Pop Duo Group Performance, Record of the Year 2013. Now, what's interesting is, like, there's this whole misconception that they were, like, a one-hit wonder. Well, they were a one-hit wonder, but, like, that people thought that they just made this song and then, like, put it online and then just bounced. Because we never heard of them ever again. Now, Gautier, to my knowledge, is still around, and they had been making songs for a while. This one just so happened to get you know, really catchy, but it turned into a meme due to ignorance of the masses, you know, with that misconception, making fun of the irony that now he's somebody that we used to know, you know. So, 2012, Enrique Peña Nieto of the Institutional Revolutionary Party was elected president of Mexico after a recount following irregularities. That's an eyebrow raiser there. Former Argentine president and dictator Jorge Rafael Videla was sentenced to 50 years imprisonment for the abduction of about 400 babies born to political prisoners.
Whoa.
Execute him. 2012 as well, harness racing trainer and driver Dave Pallone set a new North American record for wins when he drove Hercules Hanover to the winner's circle for his 15,181 career victory. Nice. South Korea announced plans to begin scientific whaling of minke whales. What? How do you scientifically whale? Like, you know, you're hunting things.
I don't
Like
know.
that sounds like a bullshit, you know, cop out to validate
I don't
whaling.
know what it means.
Well, it sounds like a bullshit cop-out to me. It even says, in quotes, scientific whaling.
Yeah.
You know? So, no, they just want to kill whales. The Shard, the tallest building in Europe, was opened in London at 309.6 meters tall, or 310, depending on who you ask. That's 1,020 feet, or 1,016 feet. And that's an artist rendition of it. You know, we, of course, have photographs, I guess.
I can't imagine that's to scale, is it?
Oh, yeah.
The rendition of it's to scale?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
so much farther.
No, like
Yeah.
look at it. Look at the buildings
It
around
wasn't
it.
there when I went to England, I'll tell you
No,
that.
no. Well, this is 2012.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
way
I know.
after.
I know.
But you know, just here
Yeah,
you go.
just towering over everything.
Yeah, this is the tallest building in Europe.
Yeah.
That's awesome. 2016, FBI released a report stating Hillary Clinton was, quote, extremely careless, end quote, handling classified emails, but doesn't recommend prosecution, of course. 2016, the Juno space probe arrived at Jupiter and began a 20-month survey of the planet. 2017, 101 people were reported shot and 15 killed in Chicago, Illinois over the 4th of July weekend. Black on black crime. Nobody reports on that. Nobody cares. 2017, Arsenal Football Club broke club transfer record, paying about 53 million euros for Lyon striker Alexandre Lacazette. Followers of Indian spiritual leader and Satish Mahara won a court case 3 years after his death to keep his body in a freezer in case he should return to life.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever, 2017, a shootout between drug cartels in Las Vegas, or not Vegas, Las Varas,
Okay, good.
northern Mexico.
You got my attention
You got
there.
my attention. Northern Mexico killed 14. So no, Las Varas, not Vegas. We would have known about that. 2017, Volvo cars announced all new models by 2019 will be either hybrids or battery powered, the first automaker to do so. And now there's
I will
such
not
a...
give my opinion of Volvos being a two-time owner of.
It's not a good one, so to say the least. And no, I got my thumb caught in a Mazda. That's right. Yeah. 20.
Slam the door on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it didn't slam the door on it. It was just, I was preoccupied.
Yeah.
My hand was there, and I just, being a stupid kid, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
my thumb's in there.
Yeah.
It's not good. 2018, at least 24 people were killed in explosions at pyrotechnics workshops in Tulipec, Mexico. Accidents. English rapper Stormzy announced partnership with Penguin Books, an imprint called # Murky Books. Okay, so what a rapper is doing with books is beyond my understanding. Saleswoman in Kerala, India, won the right to sit down and take toilet breaks in new amendment to law. Good. What the hell? They need to poo too.
Yeah.
U.S. Environmental Protection Agency head Scott Pruitt resigned amid allegations of misconduct. Okay. 2019, the ancient Iraq city of Babylon was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, something I didn't know about Saddam Hussein is apparently he demolished and destroyed a lot of ancient Babylon. Destroying a village that was there for thousands of years and all that stuff, to build a palace for himself. So,
Sounds right.
Yeah, that, yikes. We also have former governor of Rio de Janeiro, Sergio Cabral, said he paid a $2 million bribe to secure votes for his city to be granted 2016 Olympics. Wow. Huh. And they were, right? They were the host in 2016. Rio de Janeiro?
I don't know. Maybe.
It was recent.
Remember.
Rio de Janeiro. Hold on a second.
16. What did you say? 19?
16. No, 2019 is when he said he paid the bribe to secure votes to his city to get voted in to be the host. Hold on a second. Rio de Janeiro Olympics. It was 2016.
So they did get
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, this is 3 years after, so
Yeah.
he's admitting that's how he won.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're right.
That's
right,
terrible. Second stronger earthquake in Southern California at 7.1 magnitude, centered near Ridgecrest. Yikes.
We talked about that.
It was
Well, they
probably the
call-
first one. This is the
You're
second
right,
one.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And they called it Big Bear, not Ridgecrest. Same area up there.
Okay. 2020, Florida reported a record 11,450 daily Kung Flu cases. Fearmonger. 2020, Mexico's COVID-19 death toll passed 30,000 as it became the world's 5th worst affected country. Fearmonger. One of the world's oldest pieces of art, a 51,000-year-old deer bone carved by Neanderthals, and now it's discovered in Harz Mountains, Germany.
Wow.
Oh, that's a nice article other than Kung Flu. So here it is. I think this is
I don't see the carving. Okay.
that's it right there. It's a deer bone. It's the same thing. It's 3 images to show different angles.
Yeah, they're just turning it.
So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
2021, Prime Minister Boris Johnson said he will scrap all Kung Flu restrictions in England from July 19th to become most unrestricted country in Europe. Good. We also have in 2022, amid Greater Sydney's fourth major flood in 18 months, the Australian government declared a natural disaster as 45,000 people were threatened with evacuation orders. Yikes. And possibly the largest ever Chinese security breach, hackers offer to sell Shanghai police a database with information on 1 billion Chinese. Holy shit. Legendary rock guitarist Carlos Santana collapsed on stage from dehydration and heat exhaustion in Pine Knob, Michigan. Dude, this is the second time Pine Knob has claimed a victim. That guy from earlier, he hit a light fixture in Pine Knob, too.
Oh, God.
So
I don't remember where it was.
There's a curse of Pine Knob.
No kidding.
Hold on a second. Pine Knob.
I'm sure you've heard of Santana.
Yeah,
right?
80, yeah, of course I have. I have a CD. Okay. Yeah, there it is, 89.
Yeah.
Rod Stewart, Pine Knob, Michigan.
Yeah,
so if you're a musician, avoid Pine Knob, apparently. No. Mathematics Fields Medal, presented every 4 years to mathematicians under 40. That's kind of bullshit. Awarded to James Maynard, June Hu, Maria Villazuzga, and Hugo Duminio Kopen in Helsinki.
Did you put that under 40 thing in there? It's in parentheses.
No, that was part of it. Like,
what does age have to do with it?
That's what I said. That's bullshit. See, there it is right there. Presented every 4 years to mathematicians under 40. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's crap. 2022, Mike Greer became the first black manager in the AHL of the San Jose Sharks. Cool. British government ministers Sajid Javid and Rishi Sunak resigned from the second Johansson ministry, beginning the July 2022 United Kingdom government crisis. Yikes. What the hell does ministers have to do with government? And because they resigned, they began a government crisis? Like, how tied to the church is the state? What the hell? That's weird. 2023, a wave of shoot. You're going to say something though, right?
No.
Okay. A wave of shootings across the United States during the 4th of July celebrations left a dozen people dead and more than 60 injured. Yikes. Yeah, I remember that. No. We also have the hottest global temperature ever recorded for a third consecutive day. There's more misinformation, lies, and propaganda from the left. Average global temperature topped 17.18 degrees Celsius, tying with July 4th of 2023, so 2 days ago, so whatever. 2023 as well, Meta launched Threads, Instagram's new public conversations app. A day later, it became the most rapidly downloaded app ever with 30 million downloads, but it fizzled out really quickly. It later became, they figured out a lot of people were getting paid to make accounts. A lot of people associated with the actual company of Microsoft. This Meta, Instagram, this is Facebook, not Microsoft, Facebook, they were mandated under threat of getting fired if they didn't join, you know. So, but there's
he does crap like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly him.
Yeah, you know. 2023, the last Ariane 5 rocket was launched. There it is right there, carrying the Heinrich Hertz and Syracuse 4B satellites. So there it is, you know, cool looking rocket. In 2024, Keir Starmer succeeded Rishi Sunak as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in a landslide victory for the Labour Party. So, yep. First one to win a general election since Tony Blair at the 2005.
Ah.
So, wow. Oh, okay. 2024, Rachel Reeves, actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to read the entire second part of the article. Other source said Keir Starmer was appointed Prime Minister by Charles III, becoming the first Labour Prime Minister since Gordon Brown in 2010, and the first one to win a general election since Tony Blair in 2005. So there you go. 2024, Rachel Reeves became the UK's first female Chancellor of the Exchequer, appointed by Labour PM Keir Starmer. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Exchequer?
I take whatever you pronounce, I'll take it as closer than I can get.
Brandon gave an interview to quell fears about his stamina and cognitive abilities with ABC's George Stephanopoulos. Is this the one where he's just like, oh, I don't think of myself any differently as a fly, you know?
I'm not sure.
You remember that one?
No, I don't.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Biden fly comment. It's so weird. Like, here it is. Like,
Mr. President, you are the oldest president ever.
No.
Pretty good shape, huh?
Which leads to my next question. Hear that.
Honest to God, that's all I think. Watch me.
I wonder what you think.
Watch me. I mean, honest to God, I think that, you know, I don't, when I sit down with It's a matter of,
It's somewhere in here. He compares himself to a fly. It's somehow weird. Anyway, 225. Ozzy Osbourne's Back to the Beginning final concert performance included a reunion with original Black Sabbath band members at Villa Park in Birmingham, England, and raised funds for children's hospitals and Parkinson's disease research. Other acts in the day-long festival included Metallica, Slayer, Guns N' Roses, Gojira, and Anthrax. Yikes. And last but not least, the 3 new swimming sites opened to the public on the Seine River in Paris, France, for the first time since being outlawed in 1923 due to pollution and navigation concerns.
Well, that's
So-
good. They cleaned it up then.
Yeah, Parisians finally being able to enjoy their river. Look at that. That's awesome. Like, I'd love to swim in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower.
No kidding.
That's cool. Well, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but limited to all things Omni Coalition. These links that we collected throughout the show will be down there in about 10 minutes or so from now. Anyway, a lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion. We've gone through all 36 pages of our document today in an hour and change. 5/4 of an hour there, 5 quarters. So, yeah. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am IOYO Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, until you catch us next time. Before that, what's the code word? Let us know that they're still watching.
Oh, gold.
Gold. I was going to say, how about gold? Yeah, I was looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but gold in the comments. Let us know you're still watching. Anyway, until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles! Just going to do a quick look to see if there's any comments. Nothing there.